It's an honor to be here, and I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful stage to share my journey with Elastic. To start with, I will be walking you through the agenda of this session. So I will be starting with my introduction about myself, and next I will be followed up by like how the Bühler, what exactly the Bühler does, and why we choose exactly the Elastic as a platform, and how we developed in our organization, and some real use cases and the benefits how we are making use of Elastic. So first of all, myself Pratik, and I am a postgraduate. I hold a postgraduate degree in Big Data and Data Analytics from Manipal University, and overall I have a 6 years of experience with this. I have extensively working with Elasticsearch with various use cases in organization. So to coming to the use cases, so I will be deep diving into some of the insights, and also I will share my benefits out of how we are using Elastic in organization in the upcoming slides. So please stay tuned. And also recently I earned certification as a Scrum Master from Agile University, where I will be helping the team to adopt Agile practice to collaborate more effectively and work efficiently within the team. So that's about me. So next, when coming to the organization, so what Bühler exactly does. So it's a 160-year-old organization where I'm truly proud to be part of this wonderful organization. So every day the billions of people come into contact with Bühler technologies, like to overcome the daily needs for the food, mobility, and many more. So our technologies are into your smartphones and the solar panels and the food you eat, the animal feed, what we give for the animals, and also the kids for the diapers, and for the women's for the cosmetic, like the lipstick and other things, and also the car what you drive and the beer what you drink at the evening. So we strive to create the innovations for the better world, where we specially focus on the healthy, the sustainability, and the safety. We take care of all these three major things for building a sustainable solution. So whenever the billions of people will come into contact with one of our technology every day. So we spread across more than 140 countries worldwide. As you can see, we have more than 12,500 employees for working with this organization, and we have a turnover nearly like 3 billion CHF every year, and we invest 5% of this turnover for our innovations every year for the future what we do. And it is fully family owned business, and the main headquarters is in Switzerland, Uswil. So that's about my organization. Next, I will be talking on like why exactly we choose Elastic. As you can see in the previous slide, we are more into manufacturers and building a product where our customers are into contact with B2B, like for their sustainable solutions. So way back in 2020, like we had a crucial decision point where we used to like go through the different technologies, where we have gone through the Splunk, IBM QRadar, ArcSight, and Elastic to meet our project scope. So our project scope is mainly built on concentrating on, we want to build a centralized management system for data lake, and also we could address the security use case for our organization. After we went through several testimonials, what we did with these technologies, finally we decided to go with the Elastic. Why? We have chosen Elastic mainly for the cost effectiveness, and also what the futures has given from Elastic. So, and in 2021 we started to develop our own on-prem solution with a platinum version. So nearly we took around 12 to 18 months to have a stable system, so that we can able to store the large amount of data on our on-prem service. So we started with the basic integration in 2022, and later in 2023 when Elastic released the new feature. Might all of you know that we have Elastic Agent. In 2023 they have released this new feature. So then we decided to migrate all the classical beats what we have from our data source system. We migrated to the Elastic Agent. So here we did a big achievement that it nearly took around like 6 to 8 months. We did full automation by selecting the end source system and also by tailoring the agent policies whenever we required for the different source. So this is a fully automated end-to-end system where we did with full automation with no manual intervention. For example, if I want to deploy an agent for X source, it is where we create an automated script so that it will select the particular policy for that particular end source, and we deployed it through the our software management tool. And in early 2024, we decided to establish a cyber defense team. So mainly I work with a cyber defense team where I am responsible for developing Elastic Stack and data source integration from different various source system, and also the addressing of our operational issues whenever the user come in and pitch in okay, I have these issues on this particular source, can you help me out, or I'm not able to see some particular dashboard when it is broken. So I'm responsible for addressing all this operational issue and also developing the whole Elastic Stack on our on-prem solution. So now I will move into how we developed. So now you got the basic idea, okay, what Bühler does, why we have chosen Elastic. So how we develop. So as you can see, we have one cluster and 15 Elastic node configuration. So mainly we started with earlier, when we started in 2021, we had a data source system with the old classical beats, where we were not able to monitor our agents or endpoint systems. So when later in 2023 we moved to the Elastic Agent, the most of our end source system are replaced with Elastic Agents, and some source we have some automated scripts and APIs where we fetch the data and we do ingest in our Elastic Stack. And some of our network devices, we fetch the logs from the syslog and we do store it in our Elastic Stack. So as you can see, we have 50 nodes. In that we have some ingestion nodes, ingest node, where we particularly dedicatedly using for the ingesting data from different source system. In the upcoming slides, you will get to know how many Elastic agents we have been rolled out in last 8 to 12 months, so that you will get an idea why we dedicatedly use this ingest node to have this on real-time the data ingestion. So we have dedicatedly the one monitoring node so that we can monitor our whole stack. So this monitoring node will be monitored from our team mainly for the 24/7. Whenever there is an issue in our stack, it will be get alerted to our Teams channel so that one of our member who is available during that time, they can pitch in and they can check what is the particular issue on that on our stack. And we have mainly 2 Kibana nodes where we have nearly 300 users who are onboarded to our solutions service, so that they can leverage the logs and the data what we ingest. And now next, when it comes to from where and all we fetch the logs and we ingest the logs. As you can see in the log source on the left side, you can see as we work on the cyber defense team, with the cyber defense team, you can see that mainly we concentrated on the security audit level, so that we can create a rules and we can secure our organization infrastructure. So that's why earlier we concentrated firstly on the infrastructure logs, where we have fetching the logs from all the firewalls what we have and the network devices and the AD. And when it comes to the application, basically like here we mentioned the basic application what every other organization will use, like SAP tools what we have, and the Exchange tools and the Azure DevOps. Apart from this, we will be fetching the logs from our own Bühler related applications, so that we can have a user level of auditing level whenever they have some issues on their application side, or when any threats is when any user is misusing that particular tool, we can able to alert it to the particular end user, and also we will, as a security team, we will be monitoring it. And when it comes to the client side, we mainly integrated the Sophos log and the client events with the Elastic agents, the features what it has, what we have in the Elastic agent features. And we collaborated the most of the ITMS tools and the IAM users data, and we call it as a master data, where we do the host profiling and the user profiling. This master data we will be enriching for every data source whenever we ingest the logs on a real time. So this will help the user or the analyst who is working on a real time. Okay, for example, the source X belongs to whom, we don't know. Again, we need to go and log in with the other tool. Instead of this, we enrich the host profiling, that we call it as a master data, and we enrich in the real time of whenever we ingest the log from different source system. So this will help the analyst so that when he can do his analysis on time, or it will help the user. So, and also we have some automated scripts and the reports which will be triggered to the particular end users and the particular team whenever they required KPIs and other all the informations, so that they can keep a track on metrics, okay, how the particular tool is behaving, or whenever there is a misbehave in the user, they can able to track it, and they can able to see the metrics on a weekly basis or on the monthly basis. It's depend on the application, however they want, we have configured it. So as you can see the big numbers, so now you know like what Bühler does and how much we process, like from how many different source system we process the logs. Now you can see that, so we have, as I mentioned, we have on-prem solution, right? So we have totally 31 Ubuntu servers which we dedicatedly use for our Elastic components. It may be the Elasticsearch, Kibana, Logstash, Apache, Kafka, whatever the supporting components we have for the Elastic, we have dedicatedly for 31 servers. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, we rolled out the agent. So we have rolled out the agent worldwide, around 15,000 agents, and we are monitoring it for 24/7 to monitor our whole infrastructure. So these 15,000 agents will cover all the source system, like servers, workplace, and the firewalls, whatever the standard integration what Elastic has provided, right? So those integration we have done through this Elastic agent, and also we built our own custom logs so that we can able to fetch those logs through Elastic agent. So here we did a big achievement, so that we are able to manage all our source system in one single dashboard, that we call it as a fleet server management. And it will helping us to monitor, and also we can able to enhance our source system very quickly, rather than if you are using the classic beats. Per day we process almost like 1.5 to 2 terabyte of data on a day-to-day basis. It's a real time. And as you can see that as we process 1.5 to 2 terabytes of data, how much we process events per minute. As you can see, 20,000 millions records we process every minute. On day, like till date, we have storage of around 142 terabytes. That is really we are storing in our physical servers. So whenever we require data, we retrieve it and we will process and will use for our security use cases. Yeah. So now I will be taking you to some of the real use cases, what exactly we are getting benefits by choosing this Elastic. As I mentioned in the first slide, we are mainly concentrated on like having a centralized management system for data lake system, and also the addressing the security use cases, different use cases. So first we are concentrated on data ingestion and the storage what we have, and the data exploration and the analysis. So we have some saved search on the dashboard. It will help the end users for the different team so that they can use whenever they they have some issues in their operational side. They will come and they leverage our service whenever they require, and it really helps the end users so that they can able to go back and have the history of data what we stored for last 1 year or 2 years back. And also we are into the security and the compliance, where we have the features only we dedicatedly give the access to the particular infosec team so they can leverage this access as well. And we do have some legal case managements. So whenever we have legal case management within the organization, so we have some dedicated teams so that they can retrieve the data whenever they want quickly, and they can do their analysis and they will submit to the legal case team so that they can have a next action of what exactly happened with that particular user. So next I will be taking you to the one of the few of the real use cases what we are taking out from Elastic. So in our organization, we comply to the GDPR rights as we spread across more than 140 countries. So we complain to the GDPR rights. So as you can see in the left side, we have dedicated workspace, like nearly 10 workspaces for different teams. So each team can have access only to that particular workspace, and we have the access restricted to the users for that particular workspace itself. So then we can say that, okay, for example, I belongs to cybersecurity team. I have only access to the information security workspace. So I can't have access to the all other workspaces. So it will have this user restriction, and the data will not go away from the user. And the second use case I would be talking on the infrastructure monitoring service. So as we work closely with the network team, so we have some dedicated network team members. So here we have created a dashboard. In this dashboard, you can see that all the network related devices what we have in our infrastructure. So they will get in real time the statistics, overall statistics of the total network devices. And also we have some linked other dashboards which are nearly dedicated to other network devices like switches, wireless routers, APIs, all those things. So as you can see, this will help the network team. So whenever the new network device are commissioned or whenever it goes end of life, they can get all this information on a real time. So we sync this data every 2 or 3 hours once every day, so that whenever there is changes in some particular devices, they can come and they can check. And also the network related devices details. We have created a dashboard in such a way that all the model numbers, like what all the attributes what we have in that particular network devices, we can see it in one single dashboard. So this will really helps the network team so that they can have a look, okay, what is exactly happening in our infrastructure. So next I would be talking on other use case what the service desk team leveraging our particular tool for their day-to-day operations. So we have a Cisco VPN client, so in our Bühler. So this particular dashboard what we created for the service desk people. So whenever the user raise a complaint saying that, okay, I have an issue with the VPN client, I don't know what I have to do next. So they will directly contact to the service desk. So then they will come and they use this particular dashboard. In this dashboard, you can see that there is a red color of notation. So like this, we have 3 colors we have nominated. So Red is for whenever there is issue in the VPN client. Yellow we have another, the orange we have. The orange is for there is a warning in that particular VPN client, and green is a successful connection. So all this we did a automated script so that whenever the VPN client is connected to the particular client is depending on the status, it will be get reflected here on the real time. On the next would be the last. So here I would be interested to talk about the InfoSec alerts, as we belongs to cyber defense team. So we are in a phase, we are developing this particular rules to our own custom build what Bühler exactly wants to monitor as a security team. Apart from that, we are leveraging the rules whatever we have from the Elastic pre-build. There are more than 1500 rules nearly, I guess so, like the Elastic has provided. In that we have enabled nearly the 100 rules which are mainly focusing for our Bühler business. And also apart from that, we are in a phase we are developing our own custom rules for our business. And how we monitor these rules, we have mapped these security rules to our Teams channels. As you can see, we have some dedicated Teams channels, so that whenever the rules are triggered, it will be alerted in our particular IT information security group channel. So the analyst, whoever working in that particular shift, they will come and they will acknowledge on that particular alert, and they will start working on it. So as I mentioned, so here we are still developing it. We are not matured enough. So we are in a development phase, and we are looking forward for more improvement in the upcoming days or years. So maybe if I get a chance in the next meet, maybe I will do an update like how we went through the process of developing these rules. I guess, yeah, that's all. Thank you. Questions?
All right. Okay. I'll pass the mic one by one.
Hi, thanks for the session. My name is Kedar. I have two questions. Firstly, how do you manage your log storage cost in your infrastructure? Secondly, the architecture slide you showed, you had Apache cluster and Zookeeper. As well, you are using Logstash and Ingest.
Yep.
For me, it seemed like too much of infra for taking the logs to the Elastic. My question to you is, what benefit are you getting, and how do you still offset it with the cost part?
So for the cost part, as I mentioned, we are on-prem, right? So as we are okay to invest in the cost and dedicated servers, we are okay as an organization. And the second part would be on the Logstash, right? So earlier I mentioned we had a classical beats. That time we were using, for some of the data sources, we are using the Logstash as our pipeline, ingest pipeline, and then we are ingesting in the Elasticsearch. When we migrated to the Elastic Agent, as we have a new feature called ingest pipeline. So most of the new integrations, whatever we are doing, we are directly doing to Elasticsearch through the ingest pipeline. The one we have, very few we have still the legacy one, which we call the legacy, we need to depend on that classical beats. For that only we are dedicatedly using that Logstash as a pipeline. So or else, like for the new integrations, whatever the new integration we are doing on day-to-day basis, we are doing with the ingest pipeline, with the Elastic Agent.
Can we take a follow-up question? I mean, you can do it offline. Yeah. I think someone has raised a hand.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Hi, this is Sridhar. You are getting the data source from multiple applications, right? How do you manage your data model? Do you have a fixed data model, or you will change the data model based on the sources?
No, we don't have any fixed model. We do change on the request, like which application logs we need to ingest. It's depend on our own, like the application managers, what they want to ingest in our Elastic Stack. It's not a fixed. So whenever they want some customization, whenever they want to do some changes, we are happy to do that. And if it is required from our side, we will do it. No. So we will have some the elastic agent as a future. So we have applied that new policy that for that source system. So it will not impact the other source.
All right. Yeah, quick question. Yeah.
Hi, thank you for the session. My name is Poonam. I wanted to know what kind of retention policies have you used for data retention, and what are the snapshot mechanism that you have used? Like if you have used AWS, S3, or any other data source.
Yeah,
Resource.
like for the first question, that the retention, so it's based on the data source what we have. So what we agreed with our end source application managers. Based on that, we have created that ILM policy and will apply to that particular index. So it will create that ILM policies. For example, I have a source X I need for 30 days in the hot node. So then we'll create a ILM policy in such a way that we create a 30 days retention period in the hot phase, and then we'll move it to the warm phase. So then that particular ILM policy will apply to that particular index source system. So that we will include it in our like index template whenever we do that first integration, right? There we will define, okay, this ILM policy will apply to this particular index. When it comes to the snapshot, we'll be using our Azure, Microsoft Azure Cloud Services, where we are storing our retention period for like 5 years or 2 years, depending on the source.